Alright, so today what I wanted to do was talk about Code Veronica specifically. I made a video a few days ago talking about the current 3 rumoured remakes that are happening, because Capcom have officially announced that there is more remakes coming. And the 3 remakes mentioned were Code Veronica 5 and the first game again. I think all 3 of those games have valid arguments for what they should be remade, and also negatives as to what they shouldn't. And although I'm not a big fan of Code Veronica, I do kind of sit in the camp where, yes, it does need a remake because it does have such a lack of attention given to it. It is just a port on modern day consoles. It's really clunky, and it just needs an improvement in some way, and I think a remake will probably just be the best way to do it. But now we have the official confirmation that more remakes are coming. Is Code Veronica the next one? And there are a few things going around on the internet that do kind of prove that it could be, and prove that it might not be, and we'll go over the 2 main ones now and then kind of give my own general thoughts on the matter. But yeah, without any further ado, let's just get into it. So I think the big one that kind of may suggest that it's not a thing is, I think way back, just after the Resident Evil 4 remake's release, there was an interview with kind of the lead directors behind that game, and they were asked about remakes and stuff like that, and Code Veronica specifically did come up, and they were asked, is a Code Veronica remake, is it being made? And the response basically was, there is no concrete plans right now, but pretty much saying if the demand is there, then he wouldn't rule it out, basically, is what he said. And I think the demand is definitely there, but think about it this way. At the time that was said, RE4 was fairly new. It had been released, it was fairly new to everybody, and they were still doing development on the game. We still had the Separate Ways DLC that was being made, they had the Mercenaries mode, which was released shortly after launch, and they had the PSVR 2 update as well that was probably in development at the same time. And I think as of right now, I think the development for RE4 is over. I think the DLC is out, the VR mode is out, and I don't think there's going to be anything else added to that game. If there is, I'll be very surprised, but I think we are at the end of the line with that game now, and development has probably shifted to the next thing. I don't know how they internally do it, but maybe there's a team working on remakes and a team working on the next mainline game. Maybe it's like one team working on all of them, which is why there's a stagger in releases, which is why there's always seems to be a remake and a new game shortly after that. I still very strongly believe the next release we'll see from Resident Evil is the next mainline entry, whether that's RE9 or whatever it may be called, and then we'll see the next remake. But with them saying there's no concrete development happening for it yet, I would say it's probably not going to be the next one based off of that, because usually there's probably some post-production going on by now, and I'd imagine based off of events in the remake of 4, the 5 is going to be the next one. That is me saying it in terms of realistically, because it's the next entry in the series, so it's the next one to have a remake. But it doesn't go without saying that this isn't going to happen. I really do think that the Code Veronica remake isn't a matter of if anymore, it really is a matter of when. I think it's definitely going to happen. The demand is huge, but based on that kind of line from that interview, I don't think it's the next one that's coming. Of course, that's my opinion, but how that read seems like it's not the next one on the table. Now then, the next point. Now this is something that is more of me debunking the theory. So for a while there's been a fan remake of Code Veronica that's been in development for a long time, and I made a video about it a while ago talking about how good it looked and how it could be really good, and from a few months back it got cancelled. It got forced to stop production by Capcom. When this happened, everyone immediately jumped to conclusions and assumed it was the same situation that happened with the Resident Evil 2 fan remake, where a team had been remaking the game, really promising, and then Capcom told them to stop. And that ended up being because of the actual remake that was happening, and they actually kind of flew that studio out that was making the remake, the fan remake, and showed them what they'd been working on. So that was more of a polite ask to stop making it, because we're making our own, basically. But I do want to make absolutely clear that is not the case with Code Veronica. They were asked to stop development of it because they were trying to make money off of an IP that isn't theirs at all. So for a while it was fine and everything was going smoothly, they were allowing it, but apparently, I did do some kind of background check on it, apparently it is the case. Some of the devs in that small team were trying to kind of set up funding pages, which again is them trying to get money to work on a project that isn't originally theirs. It's not their IP to make money off of, so yeah, Capcom stepped in and told them to stop, so they did. And that's a shame, because it was shaping up to be a really good fan remake, but at the end of the day, you can't make money off of someone else's IP and get away with it, so there you go. The only reason I bring that up is because people have been saying again that they cancelled the fan remake because they're making their own. That is not 100% the case. Maybe they are, but regardless, that fan remake was stopped because they were trying to make money off of it, and that is the bottom line of that. But like I said, overall with this game, I really do think it's a matter of when nowadays. It could be the next one. It could be the next one. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't, but it could be. I really do think it's a tie between this and 5. If it's 1, I'll be very shocked. I really don't think that needs another one. People really want that, but I really think the current remake is fine. But yeah, I think it's really a 50-50 coin toss between this and 5 being the next one. But we'll see, I suppose. Anyway, thank you for watching. Remember to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think it's going to happen soon? Do you kind of have an estimate to when you think it will be? Do you think it's the next one? Or do you think 5 is the next one? Do let me know. But yeah, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe for more Resident Evil content. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.